the sun doesn't shine and the wind doesn't blow, end quote. Now, it sounds like a perfect time for energy tech disruptor Wave Swell Energy to seek out crowdfunding support. And we are joined now by the company's CEO and founder, Tom Dennis. Tom, thanks very much for being with us in the studio. Can you tell us a bit about Wave Swell Energy and the technology that it's all about?
Well, it's a technology that converts the energy in ocean waves into electricity, and the company's been formed to commercialise that technology. And we're developing a project, a first commercial demonstration project on King Island in Bass Strait, and we've raised the majority of the funding required for that project so far, but we're turning to the crowd to top off the remainder.
Yeah, what is the plan for King Island?
Well, we'll be developing a 200 kilowatt project down there that will be feeding electricity into the King Island grid, where we have a relationship there with Hydro Tasmania, and they're world leaders in integrating renewables into small island grids, and by including wave energy, they'll be broadening their mix and smoothing out the gaps when, if wind and solar aren't working, then waves are most likely to be working, and therefore we'll be able to be the main generator at times, whilst the others will be at other times.
So, Tom, you've been talking about wave energy for quite some time. I mean, in the early 90s, I think I read that it started coming up. So I guess the question is, why has it been this slow burn, and why hasn't it taken off to the extent that solar and wind have?
Well, it has faced problems due to the resource itself. The ocean is fairly unforgiving, and so what we've done, besides developing something that's quite efficient at converting the energy in ocean waves into electricity, it's also very robust, and the technology has no moving parts whatsoever in the water. So there's really only one moving part above the water, and that's about 8 metres up in the air, and that's a turbine that's just spinning around on a hub. So yeah, it's very simple in many respects, and very survivable, whereas in the past a lot of technologies have had too many moving parts in the water, and they just get hammered, and that's one of the probably the main reason why wave energy has sort of lagged behind to this stage.
So this essentially practice run that you've got happening on Kangaroo Island, King Island. Is it being done anywhere else in the world with this same technology, or is this really the first?
No, not this particular version of the technology. There have been many types of wave energy in the past, including some that are relatively similar to what we're doing now, but this is the first. To be technical, it's defined as a unidirectional oscillating water column.
Okay. That's the phrase we all say. You're going to have to come up with a catchier name, if you want to go global.
Well, we do have a catchier name. It's called Uniwave.
Yep, there you go. There we go.
Yeah. And the unidirectional nature of this technology sets it apart from anything that's been done before, but it also improves the efficiency, but also makes it more robust and survivable.
So how much of the mix do you see in the future, and by when, wave energy making it in terms of where we get our power from?
It will take a while before.
There's a research stage, I guess, as well.
Yeah, well, we're beyond the research stage. This is the first commercial demonstration project, and from there we expect to expand fairly quickly into profitable projects in various markets. The starting point for our cost of energy at this beginning of our commercial phase is actually lower than any of the previous renewable sources, solar and wind. So that means that our cost trajectory, that the reduction in cost, that trajectory is expected to head down below any of the other sources of electricity generation. It will take some time to get there, maybe 10 years or so, but that's where we're heading. So that's our expectation. And when we are the lowest or close to the lowest cost generating source, then of course we're going to be able to capture a fair bit of the market.
Are you getting any support or interest from the government as well?
There is interest, yeah. So we'll stay tuned for that.
Have they asked you what happens when the waves don't come?
Well, it's like any renewable source. Sometimes it's there. Waves, most of the time it's there. That's the thing. That's one of the advantages of wave energy, is that it's more reliable, more consistent than the other forms of renewables. So it has less downtime, but when there is some downtime, battery storage will eventually be there to kick in for that sort of...
You're crowdfunding at the moment, but what are the plans in the future for an ASX listing?
Well, at the conclusion of this project, we do expect a very big uplift in interest in the technology and the company. So at that point, there'll probably be either a listing, or perhaps we'll see. We may form a partnership and possibly be acquired by a big energy company, but we'll just have to wait and see what the future holds in that regard.
Long journey ahead, although I'm told you're used to those. Is it true you are only the second person who's ever been on this planet to run the whole way around the world? Is
Yes,
that right? You've run the whole way around the world?
Well, yeah, that's
Yes.
true. There have been a few more since me, but yeah, I was the second to
You
do
were the
that.
second to do that. That was a couple of years ago? 5 years ago?
2012 and 2013.
Wow, so the equivalent of running 622 marathons in 622 days. How do you just come back to life after that?
Well, it's not that hard. As I tell people that they wonder how you can just keep going for that long. Well, it's only the first 4 or 5 days that are hard, and then your body adapts, and it all gets quite easy.
Yeah. Try it again?
I might one day, but I've got to make sure we get this this wave energy technology happening first. That the running around the world's way back on the back burner.
Oh, did you spend a lot of time watching the waves as you were going through various parts of the world?
Along parts of the coast, yeah. I ran right down the Californian coast and saw a lot of waves there. So, but most of the time I was inland, crossing continents.
It sounds like you prefer to be near the ocean, that's for sure. Dennis, ran around the world and also with us to talk Wave Energy tonight. Thank you so much. Great to see you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
From Wave Swell Energy, founder and CEO. Renovation dramas coming up. How to get asbestos out of your home safe.